Hello everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihanna's Cuisines. Today we're in the kitchen and we're making a gluten-free spaghetti pasta or spaghetti casserole. If you want to learn how to do this, let's go ahead and discuss all the ingredients. So for the gluten-free spaghetti pasta that we're making, I have here gluten-free pasta. It says to serve immediately, but obviously I won't be able to do that. I have boiled it ahead of time because I'm recording. I rinsed it with very cold water, and then I did put a little bit of oil in it, and so it will prevent it from sticking, and I've covered it so it doesn't dry off. So now I'm going to explain you everything in steps here. We are going to make the ground beef mixture. The ground beef mixture is not all going to be used in this recipe because it's a lot. I've got 2 pounds of ground beef here, which is lean. For our spices, I've got a tablespoon and a half of ginger and garlic. I have a tablespoon and a half of sambal chili garlic sauce. I have a tablespoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of cumin powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and I've got a tablespoon of lemon pepper, and then we're going to add salt to taste. We're also going to be using a good quality marinara sauce. You can use any sauce that you like. Now I have here, which is 1 pound. We will start putting it in, and then I'll let you know if I use the whole thing or if I had to reserve some. Into the ground beef, I'm also going to add 1 small onion. I've got half of a orange bell pepper, half of a red bell pepper, half of a green bell pepper, and half of a yellow bell pepper. I love working with colors, so I'm just going to be doing chopped bell peppers. This all is optional, but it makes the taste really, really good. So we're going to add that to our sauce mixture. We are also going to be making a gluten-free white sauce. So into the white sauce, I'm going to be adding we're going to be doing 4 tablespoons of butter. If you want this to be dairy-free completely, you can go ahead and either use 4 tablespoons of ghee or 4 tablespoons of butter. My daughter's okay with a little bit of dairy in the butter, so I'm okay with adding the butter. 4 tablespoons I've used of gluten-free flour. And then here I have 3/4 cup of almond milk. If anybody's allergic to almond milk, go ahead and use other milk that you would like to use. So let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna put my stove onto medium-high. We'll go ahead and add our ground beef in here. We're gonna wait and make sure that the ground beef starts browning a little bit before we start adding all the other ingredients in there. So here you can tell that the ground beef is not pink anymore, so this is cooked. At this point, I am going to go ahead and add my ginger and garlic in here because I like that ginger and garlic to really cook nicely in here. I did forget that I am also going to add a little bit of tomato paste in here, and I completely forgot, so I'll go grab that. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add my sambal and all of the spices that I had mentioned in the beginning of the video. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add all my bell peppers and onions in here so they get nice and soft and they get cooked. So I'll add about, I would say, a good 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Cooking down the tomato paste gives this a really, really good flavor. So we're gonna cook this down completely until there is no water remaining. This just ensures that the onions, the bell peppers have become nice and soft, and the garlic ginger has cooked, and also the tomato paste has cooked through. So we're gonna do this for about 2 minutes. Now I'll go ahead and add the jar of my marinara sauce. Now I'm just going to throw a little bit of my fresh chopped coriander in here. This is completely optional, and I did forget to mention that in the beginning of the video, and I apologize for that. All right, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to let this cool, and then we're going to go ahead and make the white sauce and then assemble our pasta. In goes unsalted butter. Okay, we're going to let this melt. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our flour in here. We're going to mix it, and we're going to cook this just until you can see a little bit of the color changing. And it'll smell really good, so you know that it's completely cooked. All right, so we're just going to cook this just enough where it's going to become a little bit light brown. You can see that the color has changed a little bit, and it smells really, really good. I don't want to cook it more, so this is the time I'm going to go ahead and add our milk in here. This is almond milk. Get my whisk out. Just whisk it just to make sure that I don't get any lumps in there. And you can see that it has started thickening really quick. All right, at this point I am going to lower my heat, and I'm going to add a little bit more of the almond milk in here so it's nice and saucy. So you might have to adjust the milk when you make it, because it also depends on the type of gluten-free flour that you are using. You also want to start when you feel like it's thick, add a little bit of almond milk. Don't add too much, because then once it's too watery, it's going to be hard to thicken it back up again. You can see the consistency at this point. This is a beautiful consistency. All right, so I'm going to take it off the stove. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and season it with a little bit of salt. I'll also add a little bit of black pepper in it. And half teaspoon of black pepper. And now you have a Béchamel sauce, which is gluten-free ready, and you can make it dairy-free as well. All right, so we've got all our components here. The white sauce, the Béchamel sauce is ready. It's beautiful. Look at it. I even do the taste test, and it tastes amazing. Seriously. I took some of it out because I want to put it on top of our pasta. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spaghetti, the gluten-free spaghetti, and I'm going to add it to my Béchamel sauce here. All right, give this a good mix. All right. So I'm gonna set that on the bottom just like that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our ground beef mixture. Now, I remember when I made the 2 pounds, I told you that we weren't going to use all of it. So this is just going to be as much as you like. So you can add as much or as little as you like on top of the pasta, just like that. If you wanted to use a dairy-free cheese on top of it, you can. She doesn't really care for gluten, the dairy-free cheese. So I'm going to leave the cheese out, but you're welcome to add cheese in there if you like. All right, so I think I've got a good enough in here. All right, next I'm just going to take my white sauce. If it becomes too thick, go ahead and add a little bit more almond milk in there. Just going to drizzle that right on top. Now, you don't have to bake this. You could just warm it up in the microwave, or if you wanted to stick it in the oven, go ahead and do so. So this is basically ready. So our gluten-free pasta is ready. I am going to spoon it out for you to see what it looks like. Just gonna get some out and put it on a plate here so you can see how saucy and delicious this casserole looks. Just absolutely delicious. All right. I also will be doing a taste test because I've tasted the regular and she absolutely loves this pasta. So, all right. So let's give it a taste test real quick. It's absolutely delicious. For those that are gluten-free, try this out. It's just absolutely amazing. Remember, if you make anything from Raihana's Cuisines, please upload a picture of it either on Instagram or Facebook. Hashtag it Raihana's Cuisines. I really appreciate to see all the creations that you can come up with. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.